Hello friends, welcome to the second video of the interpretation of the statute. I, Forum Patel, will extend my warm welcome to every viewer. Starting with the second video, we shall be discussing the commencement, operation and the repeal of the statute. Now friends, before we move on to this discussion, I would briefly like to highlight the last video's content. In the last video, we discussed what is interpretation, that is getting the exact meaning of the lawmaker according to the intentions. What is construction? Drawing of the conclusions on the basis of the legal text. What is the difference between them both and the meaning of the statute? So friends, let's get started with the commencement, operation and repeal of a statute. So friends, what do you mean by commencement of a statute? Commencement is a term which is used in reference to an act, the day on which the act comes into the force. Now, if this date is not provided, the central act comes into force on the day when it receives the permission of the president. So that means, my friends, that Parliament enacts the law. The law once which is enacted continues to be there in force till the legislature desires it to be so. Now, since the Parliament is the maker of the law, it definitely has the power to withdraw the same law at any given point of time as it requires. So that means in this video we shall be discussing the birth of the law, the lifespan of the law and the date on which it gets repealed or rather it expires. So let's get started with the birth of the law, that is the commencement of a statute. The meaning of the statute, as I stated, defines or determines the kinds of the statute. Now friends, how long does a statute will be there in the command? So that would determine the kinds of the statute on the basis of their life. First is the temporary statute and the second is the perpetual statute. Now what do we mean by temporary statute? The statute for which the life period is fixed is called the temporary statute. Life period means the period for which the statute shall be there remaining in force. So the legislature may extend this duration or it may cut down the duration according to the need whenever it feels so. So that means when a statute is there for a particular given time period, it will be known as the temporary statute. So what do we mean by the perpetual statute? Perpetuity is the meaning or rather it is a term which can be determined or defined in the layman's language also. In the layman's language, this term defines or rather it means that continuing or lasting forever. That means, my friends, when the time span of the statute is not determined before the enactment, then that particular statute will last long or rather last forever. Those statutes can be considered as the perpetual statutes. So, on the basis of the life, the statutes are determined whether they are temporary or they are perpetual. Now, we do need to understand that if the statute is temporary, then what shall be the effect of the same thing? How would we determine that it is the temporary statute? And if it is perpetual, then how would we get the end to the perpetual statutes? So, the end to the perpetual statute would mean the repeal. So, then we need to discuss these different dimensions of the kinds of the statute in detail. So when we are talking about the lifespan of the statutes and the temporary statute, that shall put a question in our mind that when or how the temporary statute would expire. Now, expiry means the end. A temporary statute is said to have expired when it completes its given time period. Now, in the other words, the date on which the specific lifespan which has been determined by the lawmakers comes, that temporary statute would expire. Rather, the effect of that statute would be stopped. So, any decisions which would be based on those statute will not be effective from that date on which it expires, which is predetermined by the legislatures. Now friends, it is very important to understand that you can use the word expire only with regard to the temporary statute and not perpetual statute. Temporary statutes can be expired, and on the other hand, perpetual statutes would be repealed. Now, that means the end of these statutes also are carrying different meanings and rather different terms attached to them. So that means when a temporary statute is expired, it comes to an end, and after expiry, it will not be there remaining in force. It becomes inoperative and it loses its effect, as I stated. So that would imply that one of the effect would be expiry, or rather having no effect of that statute after the expiry date, of course. The second effect can be stated that no new matter can be entered on the basis of that particular statute which is expired. This also gives birth to one very interesting concept, that if the prosecution has not ended before the date of the expiry of the statute, the legal proceedings will remain pending under the expired statute, and such proceedings cannot be continued against a person since they terminate as that case will be terminated as soon as the statute will be expired. So friends, that means if the case is pending under a particular statute which is the temporary in nature and which has come to its expiry date, then the pending matters cannot be prosecuted further and it has to come an end, unless and until the contrary is proven, or rather the other statutes are there to deal with certain the same issues. So does this mean that the person, if a person is there having, if that person has violated the particular temporary statutes law and is having the sentence, or rather is there under the punishment, then that also would come to an end? So friends, the answer to this question would be no. The person cannot be lose, rather they cannot be released before the proper suffering, or rather proper punishment which has been sentenced to them. So the proper execution of that sentence needs to be done even if the statute is no longer there in force or it is expired. So friends, these were the effects of the temporary statutes. So as we discussed earlier, the perpetual statutes can never get expired, they need to get repealed. So we do need to understand the concept of the repeal with regard to the perpetual statutes. So what do we mean by repeal of a statute? Repeal means abolition or revocation of a law. It needs when the legislature feels that a law has become obsolete, or it requires modifications or changes, or any other such law with the same objective has come into the force and which gives in effect to the previous law because of inclusion of the other subject matter, of course, then the legislature has all the right to repeal a perpetual statutes, and then the same effect will be there as the perpetual statutes will be no longer there in the effect, and the certain rules will follow the same concept. So when we are talking about the word repeal, we need to understand the kinds of the repeal, which is there as two. First is expressed repeal and second is implied repeal. So friends, further we shall be looking into the essentials of the repeal, the general principles of the implied repeal, and effect and consequences of the repeal. So friends, what do you mean by expressed repeal and what do you mean by implied repeal? The legislature may enact a distinct repealing enactment declaring the earlier law to be ineffective or abolished. Then such repeal will be known as the expressed repeal. And when the legislature enacts any other law which is not there harmoniously with the previous law, or rather which has the contrasting rules and regulations with the previous act, then that kind of repeal of the particular previous statute will be known as the implied repeal. So friends, that means that if the legislature has used the terms that from this date the said act will no longer be there in effect because of the replacement of that act with the future act, or rather with the current new act, then that means that repeal has taken place as the expressed one. But if the legislature is not stating these parts and rather without stating it is giving effect or rather it is giving birth to a new statute which is there with the same objective but not there harmoniously with the previous statute, then that would make the previous statute as an implied repealed one. So friends, the essentials of the repeal would be that there must be a subsequent repealing act. Second, such subsequent act must be there to repeal the previous law. Third, specifications or rather use of specific words has to be there when we are talking about the repeal. If specific words has not been used by the legislature, then that would create ambiguity and conflict between the laws. Usually the terms that it is hereby repealed or shall cease to have certain effect, these are the words which the legislature would mean or rather they would use when they are doing the repeal of the acts. In the second kind of the repeal, my friends, when the subsequent act is inconsistent with the earlier law, then that means that two law having the same objective contrasting with each other cannot remain there in force at the same time. So the subsequent act covers the, now this is the previous act, this is the subsequent act. Now both of them are having the same objective. Now if the subsequent act is having extra objective and rather it is covering the previous law, rather the previous statute, and it is contrasting with the previous statute, then these previous statute cannot remain there in existence or rather in force. So that means the previous statutes needs to be repealed. Now when such incidents take place, it is known as the implied repeal of a statutes. Now that means what would be the effect or rather what are the consequences of such repeal? Now friends, the previous law may be repealed expressly or rather impliedly or with the implications. Now in both the cases, the consequences are the same. Now listing the consequences out, the first one would be the later act abrogates the previous one. That means the previous act will have no effect later on. The second effect, the repealed act ceases to exist and does not remain in force from the very date given of the repeal. The third, as per the general rules, except in relation to the past and closed transactions, a statute after repeal is completely obligated as if it had never been enacted. As such, all the rights and causes which are arised under that kind of repeal, they will cease to have effect and they will be destroyed. Now when any act is repealed, any law which has been passed under that particular act will also ceases to have the effect. So now that would be the one of the consequences or rather listing the fourth consequences of having the repeal of the act. The next one is, my friends, that no proceedings can be commanded further or rather no enactment can take place on the basis of that repealed statute. The next consequence would be that a law cannot be retrospectively amended to validate the transactions which were made under even after its repeal. But friends, what if the repealing act which is there subsequently, which is repealing the previous act, is temporary in nature? So in that case, my friends, the temporary statute which is there, which is repealing the perpetual previous statute, will be there for the given time period, and after that time period the previous act, the perpetual act, would revive. But then would that mean that the rights and the liability which has arisen with the previous repealed act would come to an end? So friends, the answer to that question is no. That means that the rights and liability which has arisen cannot be extinguished particularly. So this is the reason that these would be the consequences of the repeal. The consequences will differ from case to case again, and that case to case difference can only be brought equally when the law has interpreted the enactment or rather the statute in a rightful manner. That means, my friend, even when you are making the law, even when the lifespan is there being discussed, or even when the repeal has taken place, the interpretation, the correct interpretation of that particular statute becomes very vital, very important. So with this, I would end this session. In the next session, we shall be looking into the operations of the statute. Keep learning. Thank you.